News 4, watching out for you.
Straight ahead on News 4 at noon, deceptive sunshine looks nice, but it is bitter cold on this Christmas Eve. I'll show you the temperature trends and why some of you could see a little bit of snow before you open those presents.
A Missouri native in the national spotlight today, making critical repairs to the International Space Station as we speak. And also ahead, it's deadline day, take two. Time is running out for people to sign up for health insurance on the Obamacare website. Plus, a new report shows a concerning amount of weapons being confiscated at St. Louis's Lambert Airport. And Beyonce is once again on top. Find out the milestone her new album has now reached. News 4 at noon starts right now.
You're watching News 4 at noon in high definition.
Happy Tuesday, and more importantly, happy Christmas Eve to all of you. I am Laura Hettiger in for Robin Smith. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, there were single digits this morning, so here's the big question. Are those temperatures going to climb at all? Meteorologist Matt Chambers is in the Weather Center with the details.
Hello, Laura. Good afternoon, everybody. Your way in just a few minutes, Laura.
All right, thank you, Matt. And we are now following a developing story out of Wildwood. We're going to go ahead and show you live chopper video. Look at that. Crews battling a 2-alarm house fire in the 3700 block of Windcrest Manor Drive. Right now, we are told there are no injuries. We'll bring you the latest as soon as we get it. And new at noon, police are looking for a car and the suspect involved in a shooting in North City. A 26-year-old man was shot just after midnight in the 3700 block of North 25th Street. Police say the suspect approached the victim and opened fire. He then drove off in a black four-door Infiniti. The victim, now recovering in the hospital, listed in serious but stable condition. St. Louis police are looking for 2 men after an armed robbery in South City. It happened right around midnight at the Circle K gas station. That's in the 8200 block of Broadway. Police say 2 armed men walked in and ordered the clerk to open the registers. The men stole cigarettes, lottery tickets, and a small amount of cash before running away. Luckily, no one was hurt. Fire rips through a Jefferson County home early this morning. Sky Zoom 4 flew over the scene on Tower Valley Road in Hillsboro. We're told that the back of this home suffered extensive fire damage. Everyone inside was able to make it out safely. And we have a traffic alert happening right now. McDonald Boulevard is closed between Banshee and Lindbergh in Hazelwood due to a water main break. Police tell us crews are working to fix the problem as we speak. We'll let you know when that road does reopen. Also happening right now, a second spacewalk is underway to repair the International Space Station's cooling system.
How are we doing, Mike? I'm doing fine. I guess you're all waiting on me, huh?
Missouri native Michael Hopkins, seen here on the right, and Rick Mastracchio are working to repair a pump the size of a refrigerator on the space station. Today's walk was originally scheduled for yesterday, but it was delayed after a problem with one of the astronauts' suits.
They test all of those systems to make sure they're in flawless condition before they ever venture outside.
This is NASA's second Christmas Eve spacewalk. The first one was back in 1999 to make repairs to the Hubble telescope. Americans looking to get health insurance through the Affordable Care Act now have until 11 p.m. tonight to buy their plans for the new year. The White House extended the deadline for purchasing health insurance by 24 hours to accommodate more consumers who want their coverage to start at the first of the year. At last count, more than 1 million people had signed up, but woo, that is far short of the goal of 3 million. Meanwhile, the president signed up for health care ahead of today's deadline. A White House official says the president's staff enrolled him in a health insurance plan over the weekend through the D.C. marketplace. The move was mostly symbolic since U.S. presidents are insured through the military. Some local airmen are getting involved in the violent and deadly clashes causing evacuations in South Sudan. According to our partners at the News Democrat, a C-17 from Scott was already in Africa when the fighting broke out on Saturday. We did have pictures of a small aircraft earlier on your screen. Now it is similar to the one that was targeted. South Sudan officials blame the attack against the Americans on rebel forces. And happening right now, a fallen soldier from Chesterfield is being laid to rest. 35-year-old Joshua Silverman was among the 6 soldiers killed in a Black Hawk crash in Afghanistan earlier this month. Silverman's funeral began about half an hour ago. Governor Jay Nixon has ordered all flags to fly at half-staff today in his honor. The Missouri Highway Patrol is asking for your help in finding a 6-year-old boy who could be here in St. Louis. Markel Beasley is from Jefferson City. Markel's mom allowed him to travel to St. Louis on Saturday to see family members. You see him here on your screen. Well, at some point, he was left with Demetrius Beasley, who partially raised him. Anyone with information is asked to call police or the Highway Patrol. A man is in police custody this afternoon after being arrested for an early morning break-in in South County. Police say the man smashed a window at the T-Mobile store on South Lindbergh just after midnight. Officers used surveillance to identify the suspect and make that arrest. They say nothing was taken from that store. And get this, a pair of Christmas Grinches literally stole gifts right from under one family's Christmas tree, leaving only wrapping paper behind. Normandy police tell us 18-year-old Leonard Daly confessed to breaking into the home. It was in the 5500 block of Winchelsea Drive and stealing those gifts. The family came home to find all of their presents ripped open and stolen. We're talking shoes, clothing, electronics, you name it.
It looked like somebody else had our Christmas. You've seen all the packages open, you know, all the paper all over the living room, just like my kids had been in there. First thing I thought about was my kids, because they kind of like fell to the floor.
Daly told police he had a partner in the break-ins. That person is still on the loose. Some big changes coming in the new year, including new laws taking effect next week. Now, the good news for those of you who make minimum wage in Missouri, you're about to get a raise. Starting next Wednesday, minimum wage in the Show Me state will go from $7.35 an hour to $7.50. If you're working as a tipped employee, like those of you in the food service industry, that means your rate will go to about $3.67 an hour. Coming up on News 4 at noon, a warning from the Missouri Attorney General as scammers try to take advantage of people affected by the Target security breach. The disturbing report is straight ahead, only on News 4 at noon.
You're watching News 4 in high definition.
A disturbing new report on airport security. Lambert officials say TSA agents have seized more than twice as many banned weapons this year than they did last year. The Post-Dispatch reports air travelers have surrendered 25 weapons in 2013. All of the weapons were found in carry-on bags. Last year, travelers surrendered 12 weapons when flying from St. Louis. And if you're feeling more cramped when you fly, Coach, hey, it's because you are. Over the last 2 decades, the space between seats shrunk by 10%. But smaller seats are not the only reason passengers are feeling more squeezed. Travelers are also getting bigger. In the last 4 decades, the average American has gained a little over 20 pounds, and their waist has expanded by about 2.5 inches. At least 5 lawsuits seeking millions in damages have been filed in multiple states against Target. Target says it's working with the Secret Service and the Department of Justice to investigate a major debit and credit card hack. The retail giant released these photos of Target's CEO and executive team meeting yesterday to discuss that security breach. Target says it will offer free credit monitoring to affected customers. Missouri's Attorney General warns that massive security breach may be giving scammers a new way to trick you. The Attorney General says thieves pretending to be from Target or a consumer's bank or credit card company have been contacting people by phone and by email just to get their personal and financial information. Coming up next on News 4 at noon, a Washington University study may have found a breakthrough in treating tumors.
Mine, why don't you build something like will kill.
Plus, actress Jennifer Lawrence is on top of Hollywood in 2013. Find out who she narrowly beat out for the top spot. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at the fun fact on your keyboard. What is the only U.S. state that can be typed on one row of keys? That answer coming up just a little later, only on News 4 at noon. We have an update to this massive 2-alarm house fire in Wildwood. This is live chopper video from Sky Zoom 4. Again, this is in the 3700 block of Windcrest Manor Drive. Right now, we are told that there are no injuries. Now, crews do tell us they believe this fire may have started in the garage. We'll bring you the latest as soon as we get it. News 4 always watches out for your health, and today we found that researchers at Washington University have discovered a way to directly target tumors in blood vessels. The new method allows them to stop tumor growth without damaging healthy tissue. Unlike most therapies, this will not destroy the patient's blood supply. Instead, blood vessels are hijacked so that they no longer nurture tumor growth. The new therapy has the potential to be used on other types of cancer.
So just how cold was it in St. Louis this morning? Colder than it's been in nearly 3 years. I'll run down some of the coldest of the cold spots as we recap the morning lows. And yes, still a chance of some snow for some of you overnight tonight. The hour-by-hour breakdown coming your way next.
Plus, Beyonce has a lot to celebrate this Christmas as sales of her album continue to soar. That story and much more as News 4 at noon continues.
On Sunday, the problem is it pushes temperatures back down, Laura. So I think the 20s will return in terms of high temperatures by early next week.
So maybe not a white Christmas, but how is that weather going to impact Santa's sleigh tonight?
You know, I think he's going to make record time through the St. Louis area. Nothing
Good.
to slow the big jolly man down tonight.
I was worried.
Don't be worried. He'll find a way.
All right, thank you, Matt. And now let's check out Beyonce. Beyonce's new album is doing very well in its second week. The self-titled album is nearing $1 million in U.S. sales. It's almost certain that it's going to top the Billboard 200 for a second straight week. The new album was exclusively available through the iTunes store until late last week.
I don't want anyone looking to me. I can't help them.
The star of the Hunger Games, Jennifer Lawrence, has been named the Entertainer of the Year. That's according to the Associated Press. Lawrence takes the crown, edging out Miley Cyrus by just 1 vote. And coming up, a group spreading Christmas cheer in New York City through a popular cartoon and, of course, the help of a flash mob. Why not? And Matt and I will be right back with the answer to today's fun fact. On your keyboard, what is the only U.S. state that can be typed on one row of keys? The answer coming up next, only on News 4 at noon. Time now to answer the fun fact.
On your keyboard, what is the only U.S. state that can be typed on one row of keys?
We both figured this out, and the answer, Alaska. Not too hard if you do it alphabetically.
That's right.
And take a look at this creative flash mob in New York City.
Yes, a group of people spread Christmas cheer by performing their own rendition of the Charlie Brown Christmas song. Oh, and look who showed up. Even a life-size Snoopy was on the scene, along with all the other popular Peanuts characters.
We do that in the KMOV newsroom.
Yeah, but not when cameras are rolling.
Right.
Typically.
There aren't many cameras, so never find one when you need one, right?
Tough to find cameras inside Channel 4. Could we not have given Schroeder an actual piano? There's just something about a grown man punching the air.
Oh, what can you do?
Weird.
Well, thank you for spending this half hour with us. Have a great Christmas.
Music. All right, now we're going to do this play, and we're going to do it right. Lucy, get those costumes and scripts and pass them out.